Everyone, good day to you all. This is the Crypto Prophets. Click on that subscribe button to enable you get notified anytime I drop video contents like this. And without wasting much time, let's hop in straight into the charts. So guys, I wish you all compliments of the season once again. I just want to share this brief update with you about the current state of Bitcoin. Now, if you're in my Telegram channel, I spoke about the 29th of December coming with a change in the markets for Bitcoin. And I want you all to observe something. Now, today is the 29th of December, and I want you to observe something very important. Now, Bitcoin just broke below this yellow line here. Can you see this yellow line? This candlestick just broke below this yellow line. And when did this happen? It happened on the 29th of December, just as I prophesied. Now, this is why it's very important for you to join my Telegram channel, because the bull run is coming. And like I said, you need a mentor, because many of you, the money that you're actually anticipating to make, you're not going to make that money at the end of the day. I'm not wishing you bad, but I'm just telling you the facts. You know, I'm speaking out of experience, and I've said this severally in my videos. I said that in the bull run, there would be a lot of confusion. As a matter of fact, what many people don't know, people lose more money in the bull run than even in the bear markets. Mostly if you're a novice. When I talk about being a novice, I mean when you're not experienced. You know, you're just following what people say, because a lot of things are going to be posted on Twitter. Lots of people are going to say all manner of things. So when you get involved in such projects, at the end of the day, you get your fingers burnt. So this is what I want you all to understand, okay? So Bitcoin has maintained this yellow line for the past, let's check out the calculation and see. Now, the last time Bitcoin was operating under this yellow line, this was precisely on the 15th of October. Okay, so if we take our measurements from the 15th of October into the 29th of December, this roughly gives us 74 days and 12 hours. So can you see, guys, that for the past 74 days and 12 hours, Bitcoin has been trading on this yellow line. But now, what happened that on the 29th of December, you saw that Bitcoin broke this yellow line. Now you're also going to be looking at this candlestick as well, and you would ask yourself, didn't this candlestick break this yellow line? Yes, it didn't break this yellow line. Okay, it broke it, but it did not break it completely. Take a look at it. Let's zoom it well. Let's zoom it further so that you would see. Can you see that the complete body of this candlestick was still, the complete body was not under this yellow line. The head was still above this yellow line. But if you look at this candlestick, guys, you would observe that the complete body is under this yellow line. You can also observe that this candlestick as well tried, but the complete body was not under this yellow line. But this one that formed on the 29th of December fell completely under this yellow line. This is why you're not to joke with the Crypto Prophet. I see far. Okay, and I'm going to raise up millionaires in this bull run. So I know exactly what I'm talking about. So when I call a date and I tell you this is what wants to happen, you may not see it. You may not see it materialize, but I've seen it already. So I'm showing you the process so that when it comes to pass, you will know that, of a truth, Crypto Prophet said this thing. And if you go back to check, you will see that the dates that I mentioned, exactly that time is when that change started, what I spoke about. So this is why I'm a prophet. So if you join me, you're going to have first-hand information that you're not going to find elsewhere. I call dates, I call time, way into the future. I am amongst the few on YouTube that gives precise analysis and even goes as far as mentioning the dates and the time for you. So this is why you're not to joke with the Crypto Prophet, because a lot of money is going to be made in the bull run by the special grace of God. A lot of money is going to be made, and anybody who follows me, that person's life is going to be upgraded and changed. So I want to say this, guys, take note of this, very, very important. Now, let's talk about something very important. Let's take a look at the 1 week chart of Bitcoin. And it's not really about the time frame. I just want to speak about something very important that nobody seems to be talking about on YouTube, and it's because a lot of people do not know about this, even the professionals. So let's dive in straight and let's see what I'm talking about. Now guys, don't get confused with all these lines that you see here, okay? Don't allow these lines confuse you. These are the two major lines that I want us to talk about. This line here, this green line here that you see, the yellow line here, and the red line here. This is line 1, line 2, line 3. These are the lines I want us to talk about. Ignore every other line. These are calculations, okay? Each of these lines are calculations, and only me understands what I've drawn here. So please do not get confused. Let's talk about this green line, this yellow line, and this red line. I promised I was going to speak about this in my platform. So let's dive in straight. So guys, I want you all to take note of something. Now, Bitcoin has found support on this green line, okay? It found support on this green line on the 14th of August. And on the 19th of June, it broke out of this green line. Now, guys, this is what I see Bitcoin doing. Bitcoin would come back and retest this green line. I'm telling you this. Bitcoin wants to come back to some point and retest this green line here that you see. So this is why I speak with facts. Like I told you all, I said it is only in my channel that you see me speaking accurately and calling dates. I have a track record for calling dates. There's a difference between one coming to tell you something, and there's a difference between another person coming to tell you the same thing but being very specific, okay? And this is why I told you all, I said I'm not going to be releasing this kind of information again, mostly as we are entering into the bull run. As a matter of fact, mostly as we cross into the year 2024. I'm not going to be mentioning this kind of dates again. I'm not going to be giving you this kind of in-depth analysis. If you need this kind of information to make money, ensure that you follow the Cryptoprophet. Join any of my platforms because it's time to make money. Keep every other thing aside. Keep every other sentiment aside. Okay? Your opinion is not even needed. Okay? Because I come out to tell you the facts and nothing but the truth. So that's it. So let's take a look at this, guys. Now, I'm expecting Bitcoin at some point to come back and retest this green line here. And this green line falls within the range of $17,000 to the range of $12,000 to $10,000. Now, this is what I expect is going to happen. Please take note of this. Bitcoin would come down and retest this green line. And you can see that already it is stretched. So the more it stretches itself, the more it is trying to find room and space to come down and retest this green line here. This is what I want you all to understand. So for those of you that are saying Bitcoin is in the bull run, it would keep on pumping and all that, I wish you good luck. As a matter of fact, you're seeing it plainly. You're seeing my words coming to pass. Look at my words unfolding right before your eyes. So if you think the Cryptoprophet is one that is a noisemaker, you're just wasting your time. And if you feel you can argue with the Cryptoprophet, have it in mind that you're just wasting your time. As a matter of fact, you're deceiving yourself. Because I work with facts and with proofs. So when I'm speaking, I'm a grandmaster. So when I'm speaking based on facts and evidence. Okay? So except if you're not a professional, except if, as a matter of fact, if you argue with me, that means you're a novice. That means you don't even know what you're talking about. It's that simple. Okay? So if Bitcoin comes back and retests this green line, there's a very high possibility it may pump up and then it can still break again. And if it breaks this green line, then we are heading down to this yellow line you see here. Okay? And this yellow line lies around this range. So you can see that the chances of Bitcoin entering into $15,000, $12,000, $10,000 is very high because we've tested this green line at some points. So I'm expecting that we will come back again and retest it. Same thing again with this yellow line, guys. We tested this yellow line at this point. So there is a high possibility that if we break this green line at some point when we test it in the future, there is a possibility that we would come back and retest this yellow line. And these two lines takes us to lower levels. This is what I want you all to understand. It is very, very simple and clear. You don't need a soothsayer to show you this, except if you're a novice, or except if you just want to argue. And if you just want to argue, believe you me, you're not affecting your arguments. Doesn't really affect or give anybody any side effects. You are the one that's going to suffer the consequences. That's it. Very, very simple and plain. Okay, so guys, I want us to take a look at something. Now, there is still a possibility that we may see Bitcoin break $45,000, but the truth is, we need to first cross this line, this orange line here. We need to cross it, but already Bitcoin is showing signs of weakness. Okay, so, but let's see. But now, let me tell you why I'm saying this, okay? Let's take a look at the S&P 500. There's a reason for me saying this, and this is what I want you all to understand. So guys, let's take a look at the S&P 500 index. So guys, now the S&P 500 index has not yet exceeded its all-time high. I want to show you all this, and these are packed from the charts. Now, the last all-time high of the S&P 500 came on the 22nd of January 2022. Sorry, on the 3rd of January 2022. That was when the all-time high for the S&P 500 came. Okay, so right now the S&P 500 is yet to attain its all-time high. But if you take a look at the Russell, okay, let's take a look at the Russell. Let's take a look at the Russell. So guys, if you take a look at the Russell, or let's just type yeah, let's type this RTY, the Russell. Alright guys, so now if you take a look at the Russell, you're going to see that the Russell has exceeded this blue line. Okay, I drew this blue line in one of my videos. The Russell has exceeded this blue line. Now, this blue line has acted as a form of resistance for the past 490 days. So for 490 days, this blue line has acted as a ceiling for the Russell. But we see here that the Russell broke out of this blue line. So now I'm seeing the Russell heading to this this orange line here. Okay, so the Russell is heading to this orange line, and I'm expecting the Russell to have its top within this range. Okay, so we see here that the Russell is yet to hit this orange line, and we see that the S&P 500, the S&P 500 is yet to hit this blue line here, which is the last all-time high of this time, which was in the month of January 2022. Okay, so we see that the S&P 500 is yet to hit this line, exceed its all-time high. The Russell as well is yet to hit that orange line. But if we take a look at the Nasdaq, okay, the NDX, let's take a look at the Nasdaq and see. Guys, these are facts. These are, you see, this is why the pattern of the Cryptoprophet is different from what you find out there, because lots of persons just feel crypto is just about crypto. As a matter of fact, many people feel crypto is just about crypto. They don't even know that crypto moves with the direction of Bitcoin. This is what many people do not understand. And not just that, when you go into the deeper realms of crypto, you're going to observe that crypto is also dependent on the stock exchange markets. This is where many people miss it out. You know, so when people are just talking all manner of rubbish, they don't even know what they're talking about. You know, so when I'm coming to tell you this is what is going to happen, I'm not just speaking based on normal facts about normal crypto. No, I'm talking out of a combination of knowledge, a wealth of knowledge. I'm speaking from many perspectives, different dimensions, different realms. So this is why I have the ability to call dates. Take a look at what the Nasdaq has done, guys. These are facts. Now, the Nasdaq had its all-time high on the 22nd of November 2021. And if you check, the Nasdaq has exceeded its all-time high. Look at this, guys. Take a look at this. Look at this. Can you see this? The Nasdaq has exceeded this all-time high here. But we see that the S&P 500 is yet to do that. The Russell has already exceeded its all-time high. But I see the Russell heading to that orange line I drew. Okay? And if we take a look at the US 30, guys, these are the traditional markets. Okay, we take a look at the Dow Jones. Now, the Dow Jones, as a matter of fact, was what was leading this market, and the Dow Jones exceeded its all-time high. Okay, this was the all-time high of the Dow Jones, and this occurred on the 3rd of January 2022. So we see here that the Dow Jones exceeded its all-time high 3 weeks back. And now, can you see this line? Can you see this white line? This is where the Dow Jones is heading to. Okay, the Dow Jones is yet to complete this rally. So guys, this is why I am saying that there is still a possibility that Bitcoin may still pump in the future because of these traditional markets. But then we're still going to observe, we're still going to watch, because the S&P 500 also carries so much of weight. Okay, but we are still going to be observant. We're still going to watch and see. Let's see how it unfolds, and then let's take a look at the dollar. Let's take a look at the DXY. So guys, I saw something with the dollar that actually got me thinking. Okay, now the dollar has dropped for the week, and we see something very interesting. Now the dollar dropped to around as low as 100.617. Okay, the dollar dropped down to that range. But now this is what is very interesting. Despite that happening, we didn't really see much rally in the traditional markets. Okay, we didn't see much rally in the traditional markets, and mostly in the S&P 500. We didn't see the S&P 500 have this rally up when that happened to the dollar. So guys, this is an indication that there is also a possibility that the S&P 500 may have topped out, and we may not see it exceed its all-time high. But now, like I told you all, I said this is what I'm watching out for. Okay, and if you observe, we are just very close to this tip here. So this is why I'm calling, guys. The market is topping out. Please be very careful. I see a crash coming in the month of January and February for Bitcoin. Believe what I'm telling you, and you are going to be safe. Doubt me, and you're going to get your fingers burnt. This is me, the Crypto Prophet. Check my track record. When I speak with facts. You can't just argue with me. It's a futile effort, okay? Because at the end of the day, you are going to get your fingers burnt. And you know, the beauty of this all is that there is much money to be made, guys. So much money to be made. That's the beauty about everything. Alright, guys, so let's take a look at this. I have something very important to speak about. Okay? Something very important to speak about, and I need you all to take note of what I'm about sharing with you. Now, guys, this is the S&P 500. Okay, these are the traditional markets, and now the S&P 500 has been ranging within this area. Okay, it first had its bottom. Let's change this line. The bottom was here. Let's change this line to green. Now, it first touched this bottom, had a rebound, touched this bottom here. Now, when it touched this bottom, this was in the year 2009. It touched this bottom again in the year 2020. So I'm expecting that at some point, the S&P 500 would come back and retest this green line here. and I'm expecting the S&P 500 to break out of this green line. And when it breaks out of this green line, we are heading down to this yellow line. This is what I want you all to understand. And now this takes me to what I want to reveal to all of you, as many of you that are watching this video. You're not going to find this information easily elsewhere. This is why the channel of the Crypto Prophet is very unique, because I go into details. I give you a glimpse and a foresight of the future. And I'm telling you all this because I know that my words are going to come to pass. Now, guys, there is a high possibility that in the future, the S&P 500 will break out of this green line. And when it breaks out of this green line, the S&P 500 would begin its gradual journey back to this base. Now, for the past 5,390 days, the S&P 500 has traded within this range right from the year 2009. This is what I want you all to understand, okay? And I'm expecting the S&P 500 to break this green line and come down to this yellow line here. So this has been like the highest and the longest rally, the longest bull market that the S&P 500 has witnessed since the year 2009. This is what I want you all to take note of. For the past 14 years, the S&P 500 has witnessed the longest bull market. So there is a need for this market to cool off. So by the time it comes down to this green line and comes back or begins its journey down to this yellow line, guys, you're going to see that the market is somehow going to be very boring. It's going to be at a standstill, not literally a standstill anyway, but things are really going to get very boring for a number of years. This is the analysis that I'm giving to you. I need you all to understand what I'm talking about. Save this video because this is going to serve as an evidence in the future. So the market is going to be very sluggish. It's going to be very slim for a number of years. And my estimated time frame is within 10 to 15 years. This is what I want you all to understand. Now, I'm going to be releasing another video where I will be talking about what I expect the market to do in the next 25 years from now, 25 years to 30 years from now. But now I'm telling you that when this breaks, when you see this green line break in the S&P 500, expect the market to be on a slow motion, at least for the next 10 to 15 years. And when this happens, you're going to see Bitcoin get affected. When I say Bitcoin is going to get affected, that $500,000 that people are talking about Bitcoin, $1 million and all that, you're not going to see that happen. It will take a very long time, maybe for the next 10 to 15 years, because there is no how this market is going to come down in the future that you would not see Bitcoin get affected. This is what I want you all to understand. You see, many of you that are new in the crypto space, that just came into the crypto space, that you think crypto is magic. You're hearing all the hype. You're hearing everything that is going on out there. You just think this thing is something you can wake up out of your sleep. Oh, Bitcoin is heading to $1 million because somebody posted it on Twitter. Somebody who is very prominent, that has followers, posted it on Twitter. Listen, it's not about being very prominent. It's not about having 1 million followers on Twitter or YouTube. It's not about that. It's about knowing exactly what you're doing. That's the point. And this is why I go as far as mentioning dates for you. I go as far as calling certain sensitive changes and even determining the dates in the future. And you see this come to pass. So like I said it, this market here that you see, this S&P 500 that you see here, this is a stock exchange market. This market is carrying trillions of dollars inside. So this market moves in a slow motion. It doesn't move like Bitcoin. Bitcoin, or the crypto space, is a very, let's say Bitcoin is a very volatile and a parabolic asset. Okay, so when Bitcoin moves, if the S&P 500 moves, Bitcoin moves more faster. But you see, over the years or over the months, as more money is being pumped into the crypto space, you're going to notice that Bitcoin would begin slowing down in its movements. This is what I'm telling you. This is a very high level of analysis, and this is what is going to happen in the future. You would see it. So if I would advise, as many of you that are watching my video right now, you see this bull run that is coming in the year 2024, ensure you try to take advantage of it. You see the next bull run that is going to come, the next 2 bull runs that would come, guys, ensure you take advantage of them very well to the fullest. Ensure you make money out of it to a point that you can stand on your own, because I doubt if in the next 6 to 10 years from now you're actually going to see Bitcoin hit that 300 or 500,000 that you're talking about. Because you see, this market is going to come down. Within this range, I'm giving you a projection. In the future, within the next 1 to 5 to 6 years from now, this market will begin its journey down to this point, and it would plunge us into a slow motion movement for a very long time, for years. This is what I want you all to understand. So those high prices you're seeing for I doubt if you're going to see that. So this is why you need to take advantage. This is why you need a mentor. It's as simple as that. There are no 2 ways to it. So if you want to make money in these 2 bull runs, even in the bear market, you need the Cryptoprophet, because I will tell you the dates, tell you the time, tell you what wants to happen, whether the market wants to fall or whether it wants to rise. I will tell you. I have the grace for that. Okay, so it's very, very simple. So guys, before I end this video, let's talk about the Bitcoin ETF. I want you all to take note of something. Now, if you take a look at this was on the 22nd of December. Now, the co-founder of BitMEX Exchange, he spoke about something. He gave a warning for this Bitcoin ETF. He spoke about the disadvantage. Read this. Hayes raises concern over the potential involvement of large TradeFi asset managers like BlackRock in Bitcoin. He fears that their tendency to accumulate and store assets without actively using them could stagnate Bitcoin's movements. This stagnation, he urges, could spell doom for Bitcoin, as the lack of movement might render the network unstable due to unaffordable energy costs for miners. Now, what is Hayes saying? Now, he is talking about the Bitcoin ETF. He's talking about the disadvantage of the Bitcoin ETF. And what many of you do not understand is that this Bitcoin ETF that people are clamoring for to be approved is actually you being able to buy Bitcoin with physical cash, with raw cash. So you will discover that at the end of the day, the concentration or the focus on Bitcoin being 100% blockchain technology is going to be gone. Because now you're able to access Bitcoin through USDT, through centralized exchanges and all that. But you'll see that when this Bitcoin ETF is being approved, you can now purchase Bitcoin with raw cash. So at the end of the day, it just weakens the whole system. This is one of the greatest disadvantages. And now, when this happens, hope you all understand that when BlackRock comes into the markets, they are going to be the custodians of virtually 80% of the Bitcoin that you see today. It is going to be in the control of these people. And as many people that have, or many companies that are having major ETFs in Bitcoin, they are going to be the ones to control the price to some point. So you're going to observe that the miners of Bitcoin would start having a shortage. They will not be able to mine Bitcoin with profits as before. So based on this, the Bitcoin ecosystem is going to be on a decline, and over the years it is going to end up affecting the whole master plan of Bitcoin, or why the blockchain technology was built, mostly in the aspect of Bitcoin. Now, if Bitcoin gets affected, definitely it's going to affect other coins as well. So this is the warning that the founder of BitMEX Exchange is speaking about, that a lot of people are not taking note of. Everything has a disadvantage and also a disadvantage, okay? But I'm just bringing this to your attention. I'm bringing this to your notice so that you can take note of it. Also, the SEC chair, Gary Gensler, he gave a warning. Okay, he gave a warning some days back, and I want us to take a look at it. Now, can you see this? This was 6 days ago. Now, the SEC chair, Gensler, issues crypto warnings as anticipation of sports Bitcoin ETF approval soars. Now, this is what I want you all to understand. Now, this guy gave a warning about the crypto markets. Okay, he gave a warning. He said there is a lot of non-compliance in the crypto space. It undermines confidence when so many people have been hurt and all they can do is stand in line in the bankruptcy courts. Further, this can make it hard for the good faith actors to compete. Now, he is giving a warning about the crypto space. Okay, about how the confidence of lots of people have been hurt. In essence, he's talking about how volatile the crypto space is. Now, I don't really want us to look at this. What I want you to understand is the angle I'm coming from. Now, guys, this is the SEC chairman. This is the boss of the Securities and Exchange Commission in the United States. And these are the same people that the whole world is waiting for to give an approval for the Bitcoin ETF coming up in the month of January. So now, if you ask me this question, why is the boss warning about the same crypto that people are talking about that is going to get approved? The ETF is going to get approved. Isn't that something you should think about? This is why the Cryptoprophet thinks outside the box. I don't follow the crowd. Okay, I don't work with the crowd. I don't work with people's opinion. I look at things very critically before I make my decision. This is the same people that the whole world is expecting to approve a Bitcoin ETF, that the news is everywhere. On Twitter, the hype is everywhere. Oh, the Bitcoin ETF is going to get approved. It's going to do this. It's going to do that. This is the same people. These are the same people giving warning about the same crypto that everybody is waiting for the same people to approve. So, can we see that there is something fishy going on here? Could this be a red flag pointing to the fact that on that day people will be disappointed? The ETF may not get approved. It may get postponed again, and that's going to lead to a very dangerous rock pull for Bitcoin. Okay, but now I also want to say this. Even if the Bitcoin ETF is going to be approved, and I'm going to repeat myself again, even if the Bitcoin ETF is going to get approved, even if the Bitcoin ETF is going to get approved, there is a very high possibility and there is a high tendency that it would be buy the rumor, sell the news. In essence, people think that once the Bitcoin ETF is approved, Bitcoin is going to start heading to 70k and 100k. But now I want to tell you this, that is going to be the biggest rock pull ever. As a matter of fact, I see it as a scam because the market has already priced in. Look at this. If Bitcoin pumps because of that ETF news, if at all it is approved, then Bitcoin is going to get to, let's say, $48,000 to $50,000, and that is going to be as a result of the volatility. And if that happens, guys, that is going to be the top. There is going to be a very nasty rock pull that would send the price down to the shock of everyone. After people have been sucked into that news, a lot of people are going to lose money big time. This is coming from the Cryptoprophet. I'm telling you. So these are the scenes that I need you all to expect. Okay, this is what I need you all to look at. Even if the Bitcoin ETF is being approved, yes, it can be approved, no doubt, but the price may not be sustained as people think. This is what I want you all to understand. And then secondly, it may not be approved. Because look at the warning coming from the boss, the CEO of the SEC, just 6 days ago. And this is the same person that BlackRock, Grayscale, they are all sending in their applications for a Bitcoin ETF. These are the same people. So what should we expect? You know, and do not forget the US government has Bitcoins. The US government has bought lots of Bitcoins. It has stored lots of Bitcoins. So now, do you feel that this is going to be approved based on the dangers that are going to come with it in the future, which we may not see now? Do you think the US government would like to approve this based on the dangers that are coming, based on the warning? Listen, this is why I brought this out. This is coming from the co-founder of BitMEX Exchange. Hayes, this guy is very experienced. He's the owner of an exchange. This is not coming from the Crypto Prophets. This is why I'm sharing this with you. For someone like this who is very experienced to be pointing this out to the world, that means there is something. So this is why I'm bringing it to your attention, so that you will know that this one is not coming from the Crypto Prophet. This one is coming from one who is very experienced, one who has his own exchange himself that people trade in. Okay, so this is why I'm bringing this to your notice, guys. So in conclusion, what I'm saying is this: let's all watch out and see what plays out in the month of January. If the ETF is being rejected, that's going to be a very big rock pull for Bitcoin. Greatest scam ever. But if it is approved, then there's going to be some volatility, and I'm going to enter into that volatility. If that gets approved and the volatility comes, I would enter into it. But I'm telling you that that is where people are going to get disappointed, because everybody is talking about Bitcoin heading to 70k, 100k once the ETF is being approved. But now, from what I see, it's going to be buy the rumor, sell the news. I'm talking out of experience, man. I'm a grandmaster, so I know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so this is the information that I want to pass across to everybody. So please do not forget my words. In conclusion, I see a crash coming in the month of January to February that would surprise everybody. So are you prepared for it? Follow the Crypto Prophets. The bull run is here. I am amongst the few people on earth that would know the exact day that the bull run is going to kickstart. I've spoken about this. I shared a video some days back. I showed you all the charts. I say once that chart crosses, that is the bull run. And I have that chart with me. You're not going to find that chart anywhere else. That is my brainchild. That's my work. That's my invention. I designed it. Okay, so you are not going to find that information anywhere. This is why you need the Crypto Prophet, because the exact day that the bull run is going to kickstart, I, the Crypto Prophet, I will know it based on that chart. And not just that, I will call the date. So if you're close to me, you will get first-hand information to enter into the market on time before anybody. In fact, before you even see it on YouTube, and believe you me, before it comes on YouTube or before people even realize, maybe we are weeks and months ahead into it. So this is why you need a grandmaster. You need a mentor. So follow the Crypto Prophet, guys. Thank you so much for your time. I remain the Crypto Prophet. God bless you. See you in my next video. Thank you.